Hello again everybody, Brenda here from the Oakwood design team. Today I'm going to make a tag, purples, using some lovely new stamps from Oakwood. These are Sealed as a Kiss collection. This is old news. It's a beautiful, beautiful font, Gothic type font. It's really nice. Sending you a letter, which is a lovely, you'll see in a minute, grungy words, really lends itself to mixed media and lovely grungy finishes. Some older products, Bunch of Roses stamp set and a matching die set, and also some Oakwood lace. Okay, and ink wise I'm going to use Wilted Violet and Shaded Lilac Oxide, Versifying Claire Fantasia, Craft Treat Crackle Medium, and some acrylic paints in purples and pinks. Okay, I'm going to start by doing the tag, the background, and putting the paint on. And it's going to be a bit Blue Peter, but I've done one in preparation ready so that the crackle glaze is already dried, and then you can see the crackle appear and you'll see how brilliantly this works. Okay, so we can start off with a deep purple, and the darker of the two pinks, which is baby pink. Okay, really thick these paints. I'm going to put a little bit of extender on because they do tend to dry quite quickly. So I might have to have my brushes to hand. Start with the purple, and we'll come up from the bottom with the purple, then straight strokes that way, and then if you cross hatch you tend to lose the lines. It's a very good way to get a nice smooth finish. Clean that brush a wee bit and come in with the pink from the top end. A little bit more of that pink, I believe. There we go. And just blend them in like that. Doesn't matter if you've got line there, because by the time you put your crackle and your top coat on, you're not gonna see all these lines. It's just the illusion of colour that you want behind what's going above it. There we are. And I should clean that before I go any further, if not I should put my sleeve straight in it. Right, I'm going to give it a blast with the heat gun so we can then go straight onto the crackle glaze. As I say, it's really quick drying this paint. So. I know this is a noisy heat gun, but the hairdryer type ones irritate me. They seem to take so long. And that's nice and dry anyway, so it's ready to go. Right. Come straight in with the crackle glaze. Do try and go in just one direction with that, because if not, you might not get such nice cracks. Depends what you want to finish, but I like to keep it all going in one way. There we are. Doesn't matter if you miss any bits, because it all helps add to the random finish you're going to have. I'm going to put that on the radiator to dry. And here I just happen to have one that's finished, painted, crackle glazed and dry, and now we can put the top coat on it, which I'm going to use for this. That's the previous one. I'm going to use this faded pink, stick with the same colour theme, and again with the top coat of acrylic, keep the paint all going in the same direction if you can, because it dries very, very quickly. The cracks appear very quickly, so it doesn't need overworking. See, already the cracks are coming out there. I'm trying not to go over those bits again. There we are. See, already you can see the lovely cracks appearing there. Lovely circle ones coming in there. Every one is different, no two are ever the same, but really love using Crackle glaze. I'll give it a bit of a blast with a heat gun. If you use a heat gun, if you leave it, it'll make it dry quicker and you'll get smaller cracks. Leave it to dry naturally and you'll end up with wider and probably bigger cracks. You can see that bubbling there. That doesn't matter at all, because that's all going to help add to the interest you're going to get. And you can always, if it bubbles too much, just put your finger on it and it flattens it down. Now ideally this should be left for half an hour before you stamp onto it, but for the purpose of what we're doing here I need to move on, so I'm going to risk it. I'll put a little rub of anti-static over it. It might help to stop the paint lifting, because sometimes if you do it too quickly it'll lift the paint a little bit. Not that it really matters if you're going for a distress finish anyway. Now I'm going to use the VersaFine Clear, the Fantasia. I'm not using a block. I'm going to stamp, hold it in my hand and just stamp straight to the tag. Okay. And literally go like this down the tag. Okay. Fill in. There's no right and wrong here. It's lovely to just do it like this and see what you end up with. And we'll put some on the other side. More there. A little bit across the bottom. I think we could probably do with a little bit just there. There, that's pretty good. That'll do fine. Right, we'll just set that aside to dry for a few minutes while we now work on these two roses, alright? So, first of all I'm going to take a piece of card and I'm going to put some ink, if I can find my piece of acetate, here it is. I'm going to put some ink onto just an off cut of card ready to stamp the rose onto. I'm using, as I say, well, shaded lilac and wilted violet. A couple of good spritzes of water and just squidge it on like that. You could put it on with a brayer, you could put it on with a sponge if you want. I just find this is easiest, particularly if I'm paper piecing, because you get a nice random finish, as with these pieces I've got here that are already dry, which I should be the ones I stamp onto now. And to use the VersaFine Fantasia again for that, and all I want here is flower head because I'm going to paper piece with them. Now, for the purpose of the video and so it's not too long, I've already gone ahead and I've cut 2 out like that, and I've also gone around the edge of them with the wilted violet just to give a little bit more definition. You can see here the dark around the edges. Okay, I've also cut 2 out in white. Okay, and you'll see on these I've cut away those leaves there and little bits at the bottom there because I'm going to colour them in with Oakwood Emerald Green sparkle pen. Don't worry about too much about where it goes if it goes over, because you're going to paper piece the flowers on the top. Same with these bits here. That'll do. Right, leave those to dry for a few minutes while we do the sentiments before we pop those on. Well, I've used Adore and Love, but obviously choice is yours what you use. You change your words about, and these stamp so well and they line up beautifully, so I'm going to just do each word individually. Oh, here's a piece of card. Some letters will line up, others won't, but this set lines up absolutely beautifully. I've used it for several different words, and they really do lend themselves to word building. Even if you put them on the block slightly crooked, to have there. You see, I get terribly messy hands, filthy. The girl who does my nails would have a fit if she could see them. She only did them yesterday. If she could see them today, she wouldn't be a happy camper. There we are. Door. Literally just gonna, I'm not brilliant at freehand cutting, but see how we go. If you can hear that noise in the background, that's a Labrador snoring. I've got a big sofa at the end of my craft room, and at the moment there's 2 Labradors laying on it, sound asleep, and one's snoring like fury. The other Labrador is out there along with the terrier. So I daren't let in because she makes such a noise. She's a typical terrier, yap, yap, yap. Okay, let's go back to this now. First of all, I think we'll put these together. Just get a little bit of glue, put these on. Up a weeny bit more. There we are. I like to go just round the edges again when I paper piece them, so that you lose those white edges just there. And likewise, I'm just going again with the green pen just to pick up any white bits that you see. That ain't bad. Right, we'll put those aside. We've got our words now. Next we need to put a piece piece of lace across, and I used the very fine red line tape for this. And a pair of scissors, there they are. Really pretty, this lace. Let's even it up so we get roughly in the same place. Yep. Always cut ribbon and lace off from the back, and then you don't get so much. It's like it should straighten it up better. I'm probably teaching you to suck eggs here, but just thought I'd mention. There we are. Now, before I put the rest on, I'm going to put it onto the purple base card. And then I'm going to put just a brad into, or eyelet in, to put the ribbon through. Punch a hole out there. I think this is getting a bit blunt. So placement now, shape the roses a wee bit. I'll go for a similar placement to what I've got on this one. Cross a little bit there. Get some narrow ribbon and do a bow. Let's have a look what we got. That's quite a pretty one, isn't it? I've had this bow maker for years and years, since I was on the DT for tattered lace, and it's absolutely brilliant. You can still buy them actually. It makes such perfect bows. Nice double one, there we are. Put the roses in place, a bit of pin flare. You can still see this a little bit. Put the door up the top of the same as on that one because there's a little bit more room there. There. Take a sparkle pen and just go around the edge to define the sentiment or the words. This is just a straightforward purple sparkle pen. I normally use black, but as there's no black on this, I thought I'll stick with purple. Okay, a piece of ribbon. Yeah. There we are, I'm finished. There we are. 1, 2. Slightly different, but pretty much the same. Okay. Thanks for looking, everybody. I always appreciate your company. Bye.